The Netherlands is located in northern Western Europe between its three major neighbours France, Germany and, technically, Britain. Ah yes, the Netherlands, the country of clogs, windmills, more clogs, more windmills and cheese, has a rich history that we'll be diving into today. In the 1st century BC, the Romans conquered Belgium and the southern Netherlands. They built roads and towns, which greatly propelled the education and ease of transport in the Netherlands. However, they did not colonize the northern part of the Netherlands due to a small river. Let's just say rivers made great ancient boundaries. To the north of this river boundary lay several tribes, most notably the Frisi, who in modern day have their own language and their own province in the Netherlands, and a rival tribe of the Batavi. Then, in the late 4th century, the Romans withdrew from the Netherlands as the empire crumbled. Afterwards, the Netherlands was left to Germanic people, Franks, Saxons and Frisians. However, in the 8th century AD, the Franks with their superior equipment and numbers conquered the others and became masters of the region. Meanwhile, the area was converted from paganism to Christianity, although a missionary, Saint Boniface, was martyred by the Frisians. Sounds fun, right? In 768, Charlemagne became ruler of the Franks and he created a great empire in Europe. Under him, the Netherlands was divided into counties, where each region was ruled by a count. However, when Charlemagne died in 814, his empire was divided into 3 parts: West Francia, Middle Francia and East Francia. During the 9th and 10th century, the Netherlands suffered from Viking Raids, which were small or large raiding parties coming from Scandinavia, looking for loot and booty. However, during the Middle Ages, town life and trade flourished in the Netherlands. Few diseases, rich farming land to grow crops on, and the advancement of education in general propelled the Netherlands country folk to a above average living. Eventually in 1555, the Low Countries, including the Netherlands, became the possessions of the powerful King Philip II of Spain, who then became ruler of the region. Meanwhile, the Reformation was sweeping the Netherlands despite rigorous persecution. Calvinism, the teachings of John Calvin, became popular in Dutch towns. In 1566, Calvinists destroyed religious art in many churches in a movement called the Iconoclast Fury. Soon after, in 1567, King Philip sent his servant, the Duke of Alva, with an army to suppress the Calvinists and impose his will in the Netherlands. Then, Prince William of Orange, known as William the Silent, became the champion of Dutch freedom. In 1572, William led pirates called the Sea Beggars against the Spanish. From the sea, they sailed up rivers and captured Dutch towns. The Dutch flocked to join the rebellion. However, the Spanish fought back and a terrible war ensued. After much fighting had occurred, the Dutch had won the rebellion in 1579. After their victory, the 7 provinces of the Low Countries signed the Union of Utrecht. In 1581 they declared independence from Spain, signing the real start of the Netherlands. Later in 1588, these Low Countries formed the Republic of the 7 United Netherlands. However, despite the peace treaty, the Spanish fought to hold onto the region, and in 1584, William the Silent was assassinated. During the 17th century, the Netherlands became a prosperous trading nation, helped by the 12-year truce with Spain. The Dutch East India Company was formed in 1602, and in 1625, the Dutch founded New Amsterdam, modern-day New York. Meanwhile, Dutch sailors went on long voyages. In 1606, William Jans discovered Australia, and in 1642, Abel Tasman discovered Tasmania. Meanwhile, the Spanish finally recognized the independence of the Netherlands in 1648. Although they were independent for a while, it was more of a gist of, well, we should probably admit we lost now. Soon after 3 wars with England, William of Orange, stadtholder of the Netherlands, made peace with England and married Princess Mary of England. In 1688, William became King of England, Ireland, Scotland, and the Netherlands. In the late 17th century, science and art and philosophy flourished in the Netherlands. However, as an economic and political power, Holland declined in the 18th century. The Dutch were involved in the War of the Spanish Succession against the French. The Long War left the Netherlands exhausted. Increasingly, Britain and France dominated the world trade. At the end of the 18th century, Europe was thrown into turmoil by the French Revolution. In 1795, the French people invaded the Netherlands and founded the Batavian Republic. In 1806, Napoleon made his brother Louis king of the Netherlands. However, the brothers fell out and Louis was forced to abdicate as the Dutch didn't like his smelly French, but telling them what to do. The Netherlands was then periodically absorbed into the French Empire. However, by 1813, Napoleon was facing defeat, and in that year, William of Orange returned to the Netherlands. In 1814, he was made King William I, separating the lower part of the Netherlands, the Belgian province, from the new Kingdom of the Netherlands. 2 years later, in 1815, Belgium and the Netherlands were joined together as one country under King William I. However, the 2 countries were too different to be united. In 1830, the Belgians rebelled, and in 1839, the Great Powers forced William to give Belgium its independence. William I died in 1840, and 8 years after, his son introduced a new liberal constitution. For the rest of the 19th century, the Netherlands was a prosperous and stable country. However, everybody did not share the property. Some industrial growth took place despite the horrible conditions in the factories. Skipping ahead to the 20th century, the Netherlands during the First World War remained neutral. So, luckily, we can skip that one. But during the 1930s, like the rest of the world, suffered from the Depression, and there was mass unemployment. When the Second World War began, Dutch remained neutral, but on 10th of May, the Germans invaded. On 14th of May, the Germans bombed Rotterdam, and the Netherlands was forced to surrender. However, Queen Wilhelmina escaped. The Netherlands recovered from the war, and new welfare state was put in place. In 1950, the Dutch colony of Indonesia became independent. It was followed by Suriname in 1975. Meanwhile, the Netherlands was a founding member of the EU in 1957, and later in the 2000s, Netherlands joined the Euro. The Netherlands today is known for its extremely high standard of living, its prosperous country, its public safety and welfare, and of course, the Dutch kingdom. It has a population of 16.7 million and is successfully recovering from the world recession of 2009. I'm Captain History. Subscribe, check out my Patreon, and more history content will be coming out soon.